Alright, so here is a voiceover video. I figured it's time to kind of step up my editing game a little bit and try this out. It's been a while since I posted on here, so I figured it's good to start with something new and exciting. I'd be using this peach palette from ColourPop as the main inspiration for it, just because I wanted kind of a summery type of look. First things first, we have to moisturize. I mean, it's the most important step when it comes to doing anything with your face, really. It's a protective layer, and also it's going to make sure that your skin doesn't feel all weird and crusty after you start applying other products. I put it everywhere, my eyelids, my hands, just to make sure that it's everywhere and dries down completely before I take any next steps. Now I start with my foundation. I put it on my hand and then I apply the foundation to parts of my face using my finger. I don't know why, it just feels better to do it than with a brush. So now I just kind of buff it all over, make sure that I cover up all of my blemishes because my skin is kind of finicky. It's fun. As you can see, I'm sitting there focusing on the one right below my lip. Yeah, usually I just apply one pretty thin layer. I don't try to go overboard unless I feel like it needs specific coverage, and then I'll just apply it to that area only. Yeah, I tend to scrutinize sometimes of how well I think the coverage is, but there you see me reapplying and then putting it just in the specific spots where I feel like more coverage is needed, like the eyes, the nose, some parts of my cheeks. And then after that, I will start to set everything. Now I'm going to be taking this cream blush and putting it all over the cheeks, and I put it on my nose and chin as well, just to give those places a little bit of warmth. I buff it out with my finger because I'm not too comfortable with using like a brush or a sponge for something like this. I feel like it just doesn't work out too well, so my finger is the best option. I kind of put it all over the cheek, not really in the one specific like apple of the cheek. And when I do put it on my nose, I try and make sure it covers like everything and won't even blend it out onto where I put it on my cheeks, so that it's all one flow of blush. Now I'm going to set everything with the e.l.f. setting powder, I think it is. I usually go back over with my finger to feel if it's still sticky or not. Wherever I put the blush, it usually tends to feel sticky, so I end up needing a little bit of extra powder in those spots. I do powder the whole face because I don't really use eye primers outside of the foundation. Except for this video, I kind of do something a little bit different. You'll see it soon enough. I just keep powdering until I feel satisfied with the application. It's just a process of trial and error. So now we go into the Baby Got Peach palette, and I'm taking the color Perky and applying it to the outer V of the eye and bringing it up over the crease and also into it. Don't know why, I just kind of wanted that to be like the main color that was on my eye. I think this color is actually pretty cute though. It's just a nice peachy pink. It's kind of wearable for all of the summer. So now, as you can see, I'm taking that color still on the same brush and using it underneath the eye, and because it's a fluffy brush, I'm also using it to blend it out just a little bit. This next part is a little bit weird, but I'm taking a MAC cream shadow and using one of like the pale colors to use as a base for glitter. I don't know why I thought this would work. It doesn't work super duper well, just an FYI, but you'll see I take a Hungry Ghost and place it right on top of that cream shadow. There's still a lot of fallout. I tried dealing with it as best as I could, but yeah, I wanted to use glitter today. I hadn't used it before, so it'll be nice. And now it is time to do the same thing that I did on one eye to the other, which did happen off camera. When it comes to doing my eyeliner, I always try to do something small and simple, but I don't understand how I'm able to always do it every single time, where one ends up a lot thicker than the other, and then I'm sitting there trying to even it out because I can't just walk around with uneven eyeliner. Not even the wings will end up being the same type of angle, which is bizarre. I'm still trying to figure out how I manage it. But here's me working on one eye and being pretty pleased with it. Also, don't mind the lip syncing. I was listening to the Hamilton soundtrack. So yeah, I go back and I try to cover up the glitter wherever I placed it, and it works for the most part. It's a little bit difficult though. It's now time to hope and pray that this works out, but I blinked and all of a sudden my eyeliner transferred to my under eye and I had to stop filming. Like always, it is now time to do my mascara and eyebrows. This particular mascara I'm using isn't my super duper favorite. It feels kind of clumpy, although the length is pretty nice. I usually have to tend to like brush my eyelashes apart afterwards, but yeah, it's not my favorite mascara. I'm still gonna link it down below. Just know that it is personally not my favorite to use. And it's time for eyebrows. Now, this has always been like kind of the bane of my existence. Ever since I started doing makeup a few years ago, I realized that my eyebrows just simply do not look the same, because I got one eyebrow from each one of my parents, which, yay for me. So I spend quite a bit of time like scrutinizing them. Even when I try to fix them up and clean up the hair, I take way too long just to make sure they look somewhat the same. I call them classmates because they're not that related to each other. Up next we have my fake lashes, which I usually try and do off camera because I feel like they take a long time to do on camera, and I like to keep my videos a certain amount of time. But I figured to just do it on camera this time because I'm using a brush-on adhesive, which I like a lot. It prevents me from accidentally squeezing too hard and getting it everywhere. So I actually don't have to wait too long to put the eyelash on, just because it's, you know, a thin layer I apply in the first place. I like these lashes because they're nice and simple. I remember getting them, I think on clearance from Sephora, but they kind of broke, so I had to trim them down a little bit in size, but I think they're still useful nonetheless. As another added thing, I think you may have noticed, I tend to squish my real lashes onto the fake ones using the eyelash glue, just so that I'm not trying to use like extra mascara or curl them together. I don't know how many other people do that, but yeah, that's what worked for me. So now it's time to highlight. I like this one in particular because it's kind of gold and also kind of pinkish. I also think it's really shiny compared to other highlighters that I've used. I usually apply it to the cheekbones, the tip of my nose, on my cupid's bow, the inner corners of my eyes, and right in the little eyebrow arch. Sometimes I put it on and I like to buff it out just a little bit, just so that it's not too bright or it ends up being uneven in brightness on one side rather than the other side of my face. But yeah, I think it's wearable for most makeup looks, really. Oh, look how shiny it is. It's so pretty. And now to finish up this look, I'm going to use a plumping lip gloss because, I wanted to keep it a little bit simple at the end of this look, seeing as we took a lot of time doing everything else with my face. I like it because it's just a nice, non-tinted lip gloss. It gives you shine, and that's all I really need. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you liked the voice recording, and everything will be linked down below.